Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. You're watching Dirt Bike Channel. I'm your host Kyle Brotherson, and today we're talking front tires. Stick around. I get a lot of questions on social media and over email. If you want to email me a question, you can do so, kyle@dirtbikechannel.com. I respond to all emails, but I get a lot of questions regarding tires. Most people want to know about rear tires, but every once in a while people ask me about front tires. And so I wanted to talk about 3 tires today for you on the channel. And I'm just going to start out with a very common tire that a lot of people have on their dirt bike when they buy it new, and that's the Dunlop AT81. I've had a long history with this tire, and I've kind of come full circle on it, and I don't think it's a bad tire at all. I don't think there's any reason for you to swap out of this tire to begin with. This tire is one that I actually took off one of my bikes and put one of these other tires on, and I'll end up using this one. So this tire has no hours on it. It was mounted on a rim one time when I bought it, but I installed TUbliss on most of my bikes, so I took this off. But the Dunlop AT81 is actually a pretty good front tire. This one is a little bit more of a precise tire because it's an 80-121. So what does that mean? That first number is how wide the tire is. So if you have an 80 tire, it'll be skinnier than a 90. And if you had a 100 tire, it would be even fatter. You know what I mean? The 100 then talks about how tall it is. It's a ratio. These numbers are a ratio, the 80-100. And then the last one is 21, so it's a 21-inch wheel. So all of these tires that I'm about to show you have a 100 in that middle rating, but they have varying widths. So this is the 80-100-21. So being a narrower tire, I think that they're a little bit more precise for cornering, but they're not maybe quite as stable at speed. It also doesn't have as much rubber down, so it might not handle the rocks and the chop quite as well, but it's a very precise tire because of how narrow it is, and a lot of guys really like that. So the Dunlop AT81 is a good front tire. There's nothing wrong with that. I enjoy running that tire. Here's an alternative though. This one is a Shinko 546. So this is one I pulled off of one of my other bikes. I've got a Shinko 546 over here, and then this tire is a tire that I have over on this other bike. The Shinko 546, this one is a little bit of a wider tire. Some guys want like a little bit of a fatter profile. So this one is going to be a 90-121. So it's going to be a little bit more contact patch down on the ground, which makes this tire a little bit less sharp for cornering, I feel. But what it does do, it's a great tire to go smashing into rocks with. This thing has got a really nice sidewall where it doesn't seem to get pinch flats as easily. So if you're running tubes, I think, or even bibs, I think this tire is very good. The only time that I don't love this tire is if I'm on really narrow side hills. Sometimes I'm on side hills where we don't have a lot of room. Maybe we've only got 12 inches or so to ride in, and it just seems like these side knobs, as aggressive as they are, sometimes with the width of the tire, it can feel like it has a tendency to climb up out of a rut or climb up a side hill a little bit more. But it's a very good tire that I've had on multiple bikes. I've probably put 7 or 8 of these things on in the last year or so, and it's been very, very good. Really good with tubeless, resists flats, resists punctures, and so I've liked it. And it's not a terribly expensive tire. So that's the Shinko 546. Now, on to my favorite tire, my favorite front tire of all, and I keep bouncing around and trying new things, because if you try new things, you can find out, you can learn a lot of new things. But I keep coming back to the Bridgestone M59 tire. Now, I know this is a motocross tire, and it's also a narrower tire. So this one is another one of the 80-121s, and this is the only size it comes in. Some of these other tires, you can get them in different sizes. So this is a more narrow tire, more precise handling tire. And even though I'm doing off-road and enduro style riding, this is kind of the baseline tire that I keep coming back to, that just keeps treating me well. And so I've got it installed on this backup wheel set. that's one of the things I do, is I keep a backup wheel set already, you know, mounted up and ready to go if I'm going on longer trips. And so this M59 has done that for me. It's I used to run the Bridgestone rear tires. I've kind of moved off of that, and I'm using only the hybrid gummy tires. But this Bridgestone M59, I haven't found anything that performs better than it. And the interesting thing is, if you look at these two tires, here's the, I've got the Dunlop AT81 over here, and then I've got the Bridgestone. They have an extremely similar tread pattern to them. And if you weren't really careful, it could be, if you don't spend a lot of time studying these things, you could actually mistake one for the other. And so they handle actually quite a bit similar. But I kind of give the edge overall to the type of performance that I like to the M59. But if you notice them and you take a look at them, the tires are very, very similar. So I don't think you're going to get massive gains, you know, one way or the other, but the Bridgestone is my favorite of all the tires that I have run so far. Rear tires, I've got a whole bunch of different tires that are awesome, 3 or 4 or 5 tires that are just smoking amazing, depending on what you want. But these are the 3 tires that I've had the best luck with in the last couple of years. Shinko 546, Dunlop AT81, and then the Bridgestone M59, the last being my favorite there. So anyway, and this one also resists flats and punctures quite a bit. I mean, if you're running heavy duty tubes, it's good for all these tires. They all work well with TUbliss. That's what I run almost exclusively, is TUbliss in my tires, and I hardly ever have a puncture with any of these. So it's a good thing. If you like these videos, please use my parts links down in the description. I'm focusing on Amazon right now because yeah, focusing on Amazon. If you've got any things that you're ordering on Amazon, please use my links down in the description. And if you want to support me, you can also go over to Patreon. And then, just so you know, this is my 2019 250XC. The bike has about 30 hours on it right now. I will be giving this bike away to someone for Christmas. I'll also be giving away my 2020 KTM 300XC. So details will come very shortly here in October. We're going to start that sweepstakes. So every $5 you spend on my website from October, and it's probably going to be about October 15th to December 15th. It enters you into the drawing for this bike and the other bike. It looks just like the one over here, but it's not that one. So anyway, if you've got other comments, you can leave them down in the comment section. If you have questions, you can email me directly. Again, Kyle@dirtbikechannel.com. That's all I've got for you. See you later.